My name is Mazal Davidoff, and what else?
If you can remind me where you were born.
Okay,
and
what
year.
I was born in 1926, August 13, 1926, in Kfar Hashiloah, Yerushalayim. And grew up, then we moved to the old city. Over there, Kfar Hashiloah is a place that was all Arab, but about 100 Jewish Yemenite families. And we were there, and we left Kfar Hashiloah. It was a very nice place, springs, water, you know. We didn't have water. First, we had to, like the Arab, to go to the well, bring water. My sister, not me, I was too young for that. On her head, like the Arab. And from the wells, and also from the spring water. Very nice place, water, fresh, vegetable, a very nice place. But we had to leave when they come after the Arab start to give us hard time, that they're going to, you know. So we moved to the old city as like a refugee. We went to school, a few families in a school, and that's what we lived little by little. Then we went back. We took just the mattresses. We left everything, the mattresses and dishes and this for what necessary. And we stayed in the school there. Then we went back to the Kfar, because they said it's okay to go back. We went also for a few years, then we went again to Old City, and we rent a place. We didn't have our own. We was renting the place there. And doing the Arab every Friday, when they come out of the mosque, they pass to the Jewish quarter. And they go with this big, you know, they had like the queen has, no?
Sword?
Not sword. Big cane, like they go. So they go, and the British soldier from this side, British soldier from this side, and the Jewish people right away, they closed the door because it was court. You know, we live in mostly in court. They closed the door, that we were afraid something going to happen, because, and they used to say in Arabic, Din Muhammad Bisayf. You know what is this? The law of Muhammad is this saif. Now look what they're doing after their law. Anyway, and this was mostly every Friday. We were scared, and sometimes also later on they used to shoot, and the people walking, and we were not. We were afraid to walk on the Arab shuk, just for the old city Jewish quarter. We were there. After a while, the family from Yerushalayim, that was, my brother went first, my other brother went first to Tel Aviv, because there was no jobs in the old city. And by the way, my older brother, Abraham, he was in Plugata Kotel. It was like like a group of young people. They got to be like guards, because the Kotel always people were prayed there, so those guard. And my brother and sister, they were in like Lehi later. Okay, so they were also in a group of young people, like group of young people for caring and this over there. So finally everybody moved to Tel Aviv except I stay and my mother and father. I forgot to tell you, during 1948, when before they closed the road from Tel Aviv to Yerushalayim, my mother, she took her daughter-in-law to a doctor, because they want to have kids. So she said from Tel Aviv, come to me, I'll take you to a doctor. She took her to a doctor, and after this, start the war in 1948, the Arab, after declare Israel is independent. So there was no way to get from Yerushalayim to Tel Aviv. So my mother, she said to her daughter, let's go, I go with you to Tel Aviv. I don't want you to go, you should go alone. So she came with her to Tel Aviv, then they closed the road. My mother could not go to Yerushalayim. So my father, before that, my mother, before she lived, so she go to where her cousin, and she told my father, you stay here till I come, we'll go together, because my father was hard hearing, she was afraid. So in the end, that my father was in Israel, in Yerushalayim, in the Old City, and my mother was with us in Tel Aviv. For 3 months, we, were sleeping outside, we didn't where to sleep, all this. So after 3 months, I sent the package one time, package food right away for them, but I don't think they received it. And after this, we already rent places to Tel Aviv, and we stay in Tel Aviv for a while. But we came when in the war 48. So the Arabs conquered the old city. It's okay? Conquered the old city. So we could not go in from Tel Aviv to Yerushalayim. And my parents left the house with everything there. They could not, because they conquered already. So the Red Cross took all the people, the Jewish people that were in the old city, took them to another place in the New Jerusalem. But my parents could not, because he was by her cousin, and we were in Tel Aviv. So we could not be with the Red Cross anymore. So I continued working. Meanwhile, my younger brother married. My older brother got married. And so life was going to work. And meanwhile, I joined the Haganah. Everything is secret. Nobody knows. My mother didn't know where I go, even. And when we go, we come to a dark room, somebody with a flashlight, we go, they ask us all kind of questions. We had meeting, but we don't see each other, because it's secret. Even when I left one night, we had the job to go when the newcomer came from Aliyah, from Europe, in the ships, we have to go get ready to take them, spread them around, that the British should not know, because still the British were there. They should put them in houses, in families. So we used to go with the Haganah, we used to go and meet in one school, and waiting till the ship come with the immigrant and take them to houses. Like the British should not know there are newcomers. That time they are not allowed to come, So a few times we had this, that we have to, then in the morning, we go home 5 o'clock, and there's curfew. We cannot, so one morning, we had to go, finish to go, and all of a sudden the British in the street, in the curfew, they start shooting. And luckily, somebody was injured, but they started shooting. I come home, my mother was crying, where were you all night? They were shooting this. I don't tell my parents nothing. They didn't know I was in the Haganah. And also Shabbatot, we go far out of Tel Aviv to Bat Yam to learn ammunition, all this stuff, so from the Haganah. So we go there one Shabbat. We went there, we took with us rifles, the long one, it's rifles. Yeah, rifles and ceremony. And all of a sudden we see a helicopter on top of us, going around. So we already, all of a sudden it came pickup with a lot of policemen, and they want to know what we're doing there. So right away we buried the ammunition. We had sacks, buried right away, and when they came close to us, we started going circle and saying, like singing, but it was word they should know that we are nature searcher, like. So okay, after this word, they took the name from everybody, all of us, and the address and everything. Then one day it was also, we were at home, I was not married, my brother was, so in my place they slept because they could not go home. And then in the morning they came, everybody called, they took us with trucks. And we went to one school, there was the headquarters of this, not the Haganah, the British. So they took name of everybody and we went through wires, that we could not run. And we came there and they asked everybody address and name. And I had my ID, but the picture was with one, this staple. Okay. So we took by ID, the picture was with one staple. So we had to go to another place. They took all the other people through other school, also again, wires, this, we could not like run in this. Because when we were learning the ammunition, they have already my name, all these people. Then we had to stay overnight. The next day they took us, we were going out. We had a hard time with the British too, finally. And the night that the United Nations declared Israel, we were waiting, and there's one place, big place there, that we were waiting for the voters. And then after this, they say, Israel, and they were dancing and crying, and this, it was such an evening. I could not forget those days, really. And that's it. So we continue. Meanwhile, I got married, and then I was in the army. But see, 1 week, because I was in the Haganah, they took the good people to be in a headquarters, like guards. So we didn't have army clothes, So we went till they gave us a week. We had the army clothes, and when Ben Gurion announced for the Israeli independent, I was the second building from there, and then we became soldiers, and I was in the headquarters, and one night, everybody go guard for 4 hours, and it is in one place that's all eucalyptus trees. It's when we were down there, and you go out 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they walk in. I hear, so I complain because I didn't want to go at night. Sleeping all of the every 4 hours it change you, So I went and told them that I see, like how we said muyot, like I see people like they're coming like from there. So they sent me to psychologist. And that time they use recycling the envelopes and this. So I went and I told her the story that I see at night, when I'm there in what they call the hursha, not hursha, when there is a lot of trees, what they call, I forgot. Anyway, so I hear voices and I see the faces. So I don't want to be guard anymore. So I went to the psychologist and she took the envelope, she wrote down. So I want to know what she wrote because I don't want to go more at night. So I opened the envelope and I see she didn't write nothing, nothing for me good. So I went to her back. I didn't tell her that I opened the envelope, I blew it again. And I told her, what did you write? So I said, no, I don't want to go be guard anymore at night. So I went and I was in the headquarters there. They recommend that I should be a person secretary of the head, the chief of staff. You know, because I always dress up in clear iron. We went really so. And so then they look in my file. They saw my file that I was a psychologist, and what she wrote, like I'm cuckoo like this, you know. So I could not be a secretary of the head chief of staff. So then I was about 2 months in the army. After this, there were people coming to Israel from all the Arab countries. As my friend, the joint, make the Jewish from Yemen come to Israel. So my friend saw me and she said, you want to go work there? I said, why not? So I asked from the Knesset, one Yemenite, he was in the Knesset, passed away a long time, and he approved that I should go. And I went to camp, camp for the Yemen that come from Israel. They call it Hashid, the name was. I worked there with the people. I loved it. There were so much people. Like I told you before, the first night when they come, we have to show them that we are Jewish. I start to speak to them even. In my parents, we never spoke Yemenite. And when I came to this camp, all of a sudden my Yemenite language came to my head. I started to speak to them with Yemenite language, that you are here between Jewish, don't worry, because they used to tell them the Yemenite Arab from there, all kind bad thing about us, that we're going to kill them, we're going to give them shot, and this, they were afraid to come. So when we come, the first night when they come, we start talking to them Hebrew, welcome, Baruch haba, and Shabbat Shalom. It was Fridays even. And we put them, transit, I think they call it, isolated. Till the next day we give them shot, take a shower, and to be like one of us. Then my job was, in the camp, to go every day with the doctor around the camp, see if somebody is sick, because we had hospital temporary in the camp, but the more sick, they took him to Aden, to the hospital, regular hospital. So my job was to go every day with the doctor, walk in the camp, the tent, it's from all his tent, only where we live, there was no tent. And we go from one place, and then I tell them to keep clean, to raise up, to make light, not too dirty, to clean up and outside, like a social worker. And when and I check if anybody had fever. And somebody has fever, with me and the doctor, it was always one boy, young teenager, to take, if they have to go to the hospital, to take them there. So when I had somebody that need to go to the hospital in a camp, so my name there, they call me Mazal. In Yemenite, Mazal is Mazol. As they will not go in, they stay outside till I come. They will not go. Even they say, Mazal send us, they will not, till I come, I take them to the hospital. The same thing when they had to go already, they stay a few weeks, to go already to Israel. The airplane in Israel was, in Israel, this airplane was only like wood seats, that's all what it was, wood from each side. And then they were so happy after they are in the hospital. I used to go and sit with them, talk with each one a little bit, calm them down that you go to Israel, it's such a beautiful country, and you're going to go there, mostly Jewish people, you're not going to be afraid from Yemenite, anyway, the Arab. So I stayed there for a while and work with them in a dining room. We had children eat separate. They cook there, and the adult eats also separate. But first the children. They had dining room for the children, and they ate all primitively. That time, 48, there was nothing, especially in Arab country. So, and but then they say we'll give them groceries and meat. They'll cook by themselves. This was not good because when they make kosher, they throw the water outside the tent and fly and this. So we went back to this, and we gave them also malaria. Was a lot of malaria there, so we used to give them pills against malaria. They would not take it, and one time we had in every tent a few dead people because they didn't take the pills from the malaria, and then we start again. Just we see if they swallow the pill. Otherwise, they will have sickness. And they call me to be a midwife when the baby. I was the popular in the camp, so popular. Everything is me. One time we were in the dining room and eating. All of a sudden came a group, about 5-6 representatives from the Yemen, and they complained. They talked to the assistant, and he went and told him what's going on. They told him, and they didn't go. They started hollering this outside because we have our quarters separate. And I went out and I spoke to the people, and they went. The assistant told me, "What did you say to them? They're so quiet, they left." I say, "Listen, I promised them I give them what they want tomorrow." Because I was so well known in the camp, Mazal, for everything. Because I was trying. Also, we used to go after work. We used to go. We have those that they live. These black people. They give us a car with the driver. We go to Aden, because this is a port country, you know. And we used at that time in Israel was hardly. You hardly to find anything, no meat, no this, and clothing, the best clothing, the best this. So we used to go shopping. When we come, the shopping, where and how much? Where and how much? This was the question. So then after a while, my sister should have a baby. So they sent telegram to the office that she had the baby, she doesn't feel good. So Dr. Lapidus called me in his office, and he asked, he tell me so and so, and I said, but I cannot go tomorrow. I have to go to take visa there in the city in Aden. So he took out from his drawer my passport and my visa. So I went to the director from the Dr. Lapidus' office, and I told him, but I cannot go, I don't have the passport ready, we need visa to go to Israel. So he told me, don't worry, everything is okay, we did this before we told you. So they did all this visa and everything, and they didn't tell me till they have everything. The next day I was in Israel for my sister, and all of a sudden, snow. In the airport closed. Snow in Tel Aviv, there never was snow in Tel Aviv even. We get up, everything is white. So planes will not go out. And so we stay another week, then I went back for another 3 months. And the same thing, working with the people that I love, the way they are, such nice, even Ben Gurion said, this is the nicest people that they came from Arab countries. The Yemenite is the nicest one because they like to work, and you know, they're not stuck up, and there were more religion, you know, when they came, came from the airplane, they kissed the floor. They were so happy to be in Eretz Israel, you know. Then, one time I used to send also package, if I need something like spices, this kind, with family that don't have nothing and going tomorrow to the plane. So then they were in camp where they put the Yemenite, also in tent. I forgot the place. Anyway, so I want to go and get my stuff. Just they heard that Mazal came in there, everybody come and everybody pull me from here, every part pull me and they want to kiss me and this. I'm telling you, I enjoy this work with them. They are so primitive. They don't know better, because they're happy they're going to go to Eretz Israel. So then after 6 months, I didn't want to go anymore. My parents told me, go, and so go, because it was volunteer, So after this, I went, after this, I was already in the army, so I started to work. I was working before this I was working in the hospital, but I took break to go over there. I was in Asuta. This is the first class hospital. Only the rich people come there in Tel Aviv. So I worked there for a while, and then then the hospital sent me to Haifa. Somebody is taken off, went to France, and I covered for her. So after this, I was married already. I got married, actually. And then I got married, have children. I didn't work even, but I work in early childhood. Also, half a day of there.
Yeah.
I put my children, I work half a day in early childhood. Then my husband, he was really, these young people in 1950, they see America and the movies, they all want to come to the United States. So he was Russian born, and his sister, she had a husband from Germany, so had quarter is open, they could go. But from Russia, he had to register till his name come. So he registered to go to America, and then he wanted to come because he had sisters here in the United States. I didn't want to leave. I didn't have nobody here, and he had family here. I didn't have, my family is in Israel. I didn't want to come. Finally, we went, we came, and in the beginning, we were really poor here, and I had beautiful house in Israel, furniture, everything. I came here, if I tell you, we live in one apartment, no bedroom, only living room and dining room, no furniture. The landlady had another bedroom, but she took it for her sister. So, and Eva slept in the living room with sofa that's slippery, there's no carpet, and my boy slept in a little folding bed, and we had bed that folded the wall. All of a sudden one night, we are sleeping, the bed closed us in the wall, we didn't know how to come out. Thank God, after 4 years, we bought a little house, and we moved. We had a little house, very nice house. Then it was too small for us because everybody needs to go to the bathroom in the morning. So we went to look for another house, bigger house. And little by little, thanks God, God helped, God listened. And we're not rich, but it's okay. Yeah.
So I have a lot of questions
from
your childhood.
Okay.
So
yeah.
You left Kfar Hashiloah, you said
Hashiloah,
because the Arabs started to give you guys trouble. Do you have yourself any memories of bad interactions with the Arabs there that made you feel scared, like you wanted to?
We were scared. See, it was there at that time. We walked. There was no car or taxi or anything. We walked to school, but we were afraid because all of a sudden we hear somebody, were killed, not with a gun. That time they used to with like a sword, whatever. That time was very bad time, and even if somebody late, from work or from that, we were worried. What happened? What happened? With the family, the neighbor. Because the neighbors, we were very close, and it's not like here houses. It was more, this Rothschild, Baron Rothschild, he built for the poor people in Kfar Hashiloah, a lane of 10 rooms. Across is the kitchen. That's what we have. So we have one wall between the other, 10 this. And we were very poor, and even we didn't have a grocery store. My mother used to go to the old city once a week to buy groceries. We used to have an Arab, one store Arab, but nothing that we could buy meat or anything. But my mother used to make a dough in the morning. My father used to take it to the old city to bakery. He come. We have to wait till at night, till he come. But we were very afraid, you know, children. To walk. But was good. One time we were good. You know, we were like brothers. They come to our wedding or bris or bar mitzvah, and we go to theirs. You know, but this is the people of the village, our village. There were nothing to worry from them. But from outside, from Hebron, all this, they were killers. You know, what they did in Hebron is impossible.
Yeah, do you remember that, the Hebron massacre?
We went to see.
Can you talk about that?
We went, my grandmother took us, my mother and everybody. We went there, I think, for a day, and we saw the one Arab guy, like he was a show places, what they call it, tour guy, and he took us to the places. We saw places where people killed, and they took the woman, they cut the hair, they killed with a knife. It's not an yeshiva. We went to see those places with my grandmother and my mother, yeshiva buchers, yeshiva guys, and when we went, that time was already a restaurant where to eat. It was a place. Jewish people lived there. A lot of people lived there, but this massacre that they did for Hebron, and they started to do again after a few years again. In fact, they came to us, to the Mukhtar, like the mayor of our village, and they said, we want to do to these people, get like we did in Hebron. So he said, no, those is our brothers, and you're not going to touch them even. So what they did in the Arab custom, they make sulha like make peace. So what they did, they cook like a lot of food, and they let them eat, and they send them back. That's what they did with us. They came, they said also they want this. We were afraid. So, and they did to them, those that came from Hebron, they did also a big sulha, like they say, sulha like shalom, you know, peace. And they give them all kind of food, lambs, and I even saw it from my window, my parents, when we lived there. And they sent them home. That's why we went out of there. You know, we could not. A few years ago, I want to get in touch with all the children, like my age, from the people that were there, to make also a community from the young people from Kfar Hashiloah. But they didn't want to do it. You know, we used to walk, there's Kfar Hashiloah. So from the old city, they were also, we were afraid. I remember my brother, the older brother, he was in the group from like the Etzel on this, but he always went with the gun, you know, with him. He always like this. And one time, all of a sudden, there is a place they call Sha'ar HaShamayim, and on the roof they went, and they were shooting of us, and shooting, and always curfew, because we're afraid, even the British, but they were not in our side. The British always were on the Arab side. And I used to go, nice thing also, Yom Kippur, I used to go to the Kotel and stay till at night, till they already over. Why? When there was full of British soldiers, and the kotel was not like this wide, you know, because this side was the Mugrabim, so Arab, and here was the kotel, the houses here. And so I used to go and stay there till, because the Arab they told them, if the Jewish people blow the shofar in the kotel on Yom Kippur, they will lose, the Arab will lose. So a lot of British and come already, when they go below the shofar, after you see 3 stars. So even the soldiers, the British, were looking all the time in the sky, all of them, and they want too much, because if they catch the person that blew the shofar, after a while he's in jail and then they hang him. There were a lot of Jewish Purim, you know, they were hanging because they you know. Anyway, so I used to go, when I was there, we wait, everybody look in the sky, look at the sky for 3, all of a sudden you hear the shofar. And the British looking, where the shofar, they don't find it. They give the old man, you know, to blow. And then it was there like a little boot. Whoever they think this is the guy that blow the shofar, they put him there, then they take him to jail. Then after a while, they hang him. Terrible, terrible time. Wow. But listen, the Arab never, my father, he should rest in peace, he used to say, 70 nations had each other, and they all had the Jewish people.
So you were saying that in right after independence, right after the UN declared Israeli independence, all of the Jewish people were celebrating in the street, but then there was the War of Independence right after.
Yeah, right after, because that's why they closed the road from Tel Aviv to Yerushalayim all over. You see, when you go from Tel Aviv to Yerushalayim, on the side, there is all this, what they call it, the bullet will not go through. Yeah.
Did you have brothers who were fighting in that war?
My older brother, but not in the army. He used to fight like underground, you know. He used to meet and talk and fight the kotel. He used to be guarded the kotel. Go doing one Friday we waiting to come. He didn't come, and so the people say that they killed 2 young men. And my mother started to cry while we waiting to he come. Start to cry, and then all of a sudden he come. But they kill every time 1 or 2 always in the kotel and all places. What can we do? I mean, they always hate the Jewish people.
You didn't really talk about your parents. Can you tell me about your mother and her family and where they came from and how?
I told you, my mother born in Israel, my grandmother, her mother born in Israel, her grandmother born in Israel, and I born also, and we born all in the same place, Kfar Hashiloah. Also, the Arab call it Silwan. Even sometimes you see in the television, they call it Silwan, Kfar Hashiloah. But in one of the Nevi'im, it mentioned Kfar Hashiloah. I don't remember where. And my mother, actually, that time the woman didn't work. Women stay home and just, you know, so my mother didn't work, and my grandmother didn't work. My grandmother, that's why my mother, her father was Ashkenazi and he passed away, so my grandmother married another one, you know, like stepfather for my mother. And my mother had a lot of big family side, uncles, this. She had also my mother had 2 brothers, also living there. Then we went to Yerushalayim, then to Tel Aviv. And my father came Aliyah, the first Aliyah from Yemen. I really don't know about it, but that's what he's saying. He used to, there's no place, they used to sleep in the streets during summer, just anywhere. But little, he, believe me, he never left the book of God, like they say, from his hand, anytime. And all this he did on his own. He was not in yeshiva, all this on his own. And very big learner, very big, you know, we had Orthodox home, you know, oh, my father had also one time, he used to work, I told you, like straight in the stone, this, for the building, you know, Shalim, because it's built from stone. So and he used to get paid every Friday. And my brother used to go with him. And one Friday, they gave him the money and he put it in the inside pocket. And then he went on his way to the old city, to the shuk. And he wanted to bring with him bread or something, he wanted to pay. He didn't have the money with him. And this was for the whole week, 90 grushim. For the whole weekend, we were already 5 kids and 2 adults. So on his way with my brother, older brother, because he was always with him to learn the trade, he was walking, and they walk in the Homa. You know the Homa? Around the Homa is the wall around the old city, and there is places that a little opening, like you know how usually wall of any city. So he went and he wanted to jump down to kill himself. My brother pulled him back. Finally he got home, and my brother watched him, like they say. Got home, it was Friday, and usually my mother for Friday for lunch, she ate him always rice and beans. This was our food, like for Friday. So my father used to say, when it's winter, say, don't give me too much because soon going to be Shabbat. I want to have for my meal of Shabbat, like appetite. So gave him to eat, and we didn't have bath or anything. We heat the water, we wash ourselves with something for Shabbat. And we didn't have where, so near our house, not house, where we live, was one vacant, like vacant and it's not good anyway. So he said, I'm going to go wash myself for Shabbat. And we're looking for him. We could not find him. Finally we went there, he tried already to hang himself. That's how bad we were poor. It was not like now. There's organization, there was no organization, nobody could give you a penny, you know. So he went to hang himself. Finally, my brother took him off, you know, and saved him. Yeah, that's how life was. We didn't have hardly shoes to have, you know, when we didn't have roads. So from the school on the mountain, in the old city, we had to go to the village, or go up and down, and gravel. We used to fall down many times because there was no street, no roads. It was a hard time, but it's okay. We lived, we did it. And look, I said to myself, from Israel, I want to make a call book from Jerusalem to America, to the Beverly Hills. I wonder, like when I was thinking to write something.
Do you remember all the Jews from the other Arab countries coming in as refugees? Do you remember them?
Oh, I know. After the 48, yeah, we were a lot of from Iraq, Baghdad. My sister-in-law was from Syria. One sister-in-law, and from a younger one, and from an older one. After his wife passed away, he got married from Damascus. You know, also they did the same what Mexicans do here. Through the mountain, they come to Israel, from the north, walked into Israel. From Syria and Kurdim and this. You know, they were, after this, they were like shchunat, what they say, Eva, shchunat, you don't know Hebrew?
No,
yeah, shchunat. Those groups like from here, Baghdad, Persian, this, you know. Then they were a while, they bought the houses and they became one of this.
A lot of the people who we interviewed for the project talk about the mabarot and the discrimination that the Sephardi and Mizrahi Jews had?
Yeah, that was always Sephardi. You know, Sephardim, the first, like you want to work, the first Ashkenazim go to work. Like they were even joking about it, was one waiting, he's Sephardi, and come Ashkenazi, and they give him a job. As he say, עזוב אותו, הוא לא משלנו. He's not from ours, you know. They were very discrimination, very, very much.
Experiences that you had, like that were personal to you, were you ever attacked by Arab? Did you have anything like that ever happen?
No, by Arab I don't think so. In fact, we used to go to the Arab shuk, you know, and buy stuff, and always they treat us nice, you know. We didn't have, but it was scary to walk if you alone, you know, unless you are with somebody. Most of the business, this because they were cheaper than the Jewish places.
Yeah, and I just want to look at your bio quickly. How did your family observe Shabbat? What did you do for Shabbat?
What we do in the Israel, in the Jerusalem, like in the old city, also we go to the temple, we come, we eat the hamin, and you know, so my mother, she have a little this with all the goodies. She come put all the children there, and she give everybody his, you know, goodie, whatever it is, you know, little botnim, little this. My father read a little bit and he go to sleep. You know, Shabbat, Onik Shabbat. He used to come and say, Shabbat, it's a variation. Shabbat, Shin, Shabbat, Shena, B'Shabbat, Ta'anug. You know what is this? Sleep and Shabbat is a pleasure. And yeah, I used to go my father was very religious, you know. And that's all, especially when we were in the old city, it's all of them, the whole thing is their religion. Shabbat is Shabbat, you could see it. There was no people that do against something against religious. And I used to go a lot to the Kotel and pray Tehillim there. You know, even when I was at Tel Aviv, I come to Jerusalem to my parents, as I go always, I used to go to the Kotel.
How did your parents meet each other, do you know?
I don't know. It was Shidduchim at that time.
How did you meet your husband?
Oh, I meet my husband, okay. I meet my husband one time. I used to have a friend that my older brother, because his wife passed away, so he was also in one street in Tel Aviv. They had also sold this stand for when they died, the stone. So he was in a private house, and then he met one of the girls over there. Her name was Mazal. And he used to go out with her because at that time he wanted to really forget about what the trouble, because his wife passed, well, after a year they were married, the baby passed away. It's terrible, terrible. Anyway, so he came to Tel Aviv, wanted to forget, he met this Mazal where he was in the same house, and then she had a brother. So we used to go together, you know, my brother with Mazal, and her brother with Mazal, you know. So, and he had actually one brother that he writes songs. I don't know, this old song, Agalayim Susa, very nice. He was a writer, he writes songs and he sang it with the guitar. So we used to go out together. So I didn't care so much for him, but I went with my brother, you know. After a while, one day I had a friend, also a good friend of my girl. So we went passing, like in the Shuka Carmel, and they're sitting on something, there's poles, sitting on the poles. And this guy that I went with him, he told the guy that he said, you want to meet beautiful girls? Here. So we met. And then because I went to this side already, I left him and I started to walk with my husband, going places and there. So slowly, till we got married. But they didn't want, you're talking about discrimination. His sister didn't want him to marry me because I was Yemenite. See? And I was like a flower. Everybody, any mother would like that I marry her son. But I'm not from these girls, work and home, regular good girl. Not I want to praise myself, but that's how it was. And she, because I was Yemenite, and she was Bukharit, but she married a German person, and you know what? Yeah, she did well.
I want to ask you a few questions about the Haganah.
Oh, yeah.
Being a woman in the Haganah. So I'm curious about being a woman or a young woman in the Haganah and how you were treated, if the women were treated equally.
Equally, equally. The Haganah, we were like brothers and sisters. And we used to go, first, like I told you before, when we had a meeting, before we come in, we have to say the secret word. That's what they call it.
I don't know.
When you say secret word that they get you in, password, the password. And like I told you, we go, it's all dark. Just somebody with a flashlight would walk us. And if we talk with somebody from the people, our people, they would like to make a picture, take a picture and ask who we are. So we talk through the window. He's dark, only my face is light to show who is talking. And from time to time, we used to meet weekday, and on Shabbat always we used to go out, start learning ammunition and all this,
So I know at the time that the word feminism didn't even exist.
No.
But did the women who were in the Haganah understand that they were doing something that was really new and unique and special for women?
Yeah.
Did you know that it was something different for women?
No. There was not this. They had WITSO. WITSO, it's an organization till now, even in the United States. WITSO, also it's organization for women, the women only, no men. I don't know if religion, but I know there's no men, only women, young women that always meet and talk, and even we used to go for evening for choir to learn, to sing, fun time too. But and women were that time it's hardly to see a woman in a big job, but now in that time it's very, very little. But they were not special that I know. But,
but did you know it was kind of revolutionary that there were these women who were fighting? And
and drivers in the army, we had women come with the pickup and driving. This was really something that people were looking, oh, she drives. Even there is a lot of song about a tender is the pickup that she was driving, It was, nothing, not big jobs like now, We had Golda Meir that time.
And the men respected the women then?
Yeah. But, some men, private, they were hated the women and this, but they were not like now to go places, but it was less than now, that time.
Did you ever meet Ben Gurion?
Yes.
So can you talk about that a little bit?
I met, I told you, in the beginning, we were not in the army, we were guard, Shin Aleph they call it. We were guard with a rifle, and meet him when he passed. He had to go to the camp, It was in the headquarters. It was like a camp. The gate, we had to open the gate, but first we have to see ID, all of them, Golda Meir, Dayan, all these people, then we let them go through. But I didn't speak to them. We used to be in a meeting, something like this, but not private.
In Israel during the 40s, when the Holocaust was happening, the
Yeah.
Shoah was happening, did you all know what was happening in Europe then, in the early 40s?
1942, with the war, when it started the war, World War II, by the way, also in World War, I don't know if the first, there is a group of Israelim that later on they were in the headquarters of Israel. They want, they call it Brigada. Yeah, they call it Brigada. This was the Jewish army, Israeli, in the British War, World War II, I think. Yeah, World War II. But my mother used to tell me about when the Turkish were in Israel, before the British, and they took a lot of Jewish men to the war, the Turk against the British, and there were a lot of killed that time. She told me when I was little,
Did you know about the concentration camps?
No, we didn't know. No, that we didn't know. No, yeah. No, we didn't.
Do you guys have any questions? I think there's so much to ask, but do you have any questions, or do you?
Do you know how to make jachnun?
No, I didn't make it. I didn't. My mother used to. I did. But she now that people in diet, they don't eat it so much. Milawah, jachnun. I tell you, because my mother was Fardik, we didn't eat Yemenite food so much. Just only marak, mostly marak temani, or kubane. When my mother used to make a kubane, sweet, like she put raisin and cinnamon. For more in the Friday night, it was like not 9, early morning Shabbat. So we all sleep, and then my mother make this kubane and start to get up, maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, to get up to eat the kubane and coffee, then go back to sleep. But she used to make only kubane, marak, temani. But my mother cooked any kind, any neighbor she had, she learned to cook what they eat in Kurdim, anyway, but mostly Sephardi cooking, Spanish. Grandmother too, the same thing. I remember her mother too. Also, she used to cook, but temani, my mother didn't do so much at home.
What do you call what's the name of the tomato sauce you put on top of the malawa?
Zhug.
What?
Zhug.
Zhug, the tomato.
Shesek.
Shesek.
Shesek?
Shesek.
One more question. What's the difference between Sephardic and Mizrahi?
I don't know. The אותו הדבר. עדות המזרח. They call them, all of them, עדות המזרח. So they are all mixed, anyone. עדות המזרח. עדה is like, what I call it, like, well, not say religion, but they came like from other countries. So, but in Israel is already mixed up now. Before, who going to marry Ashkenazi or Sephardi, this, or high class in the position in the army? Now with that, my brother granddaughter married with Ashkenazi. My sister's daughter married Ashkenazi. The same, like here they do white and black.
Was it hard for your mom to be a mixture?
No, because like I told you, my grandmother already in Sephardim, all her cousin and uncles, so it was already Sephardic home. Like we didn't even speak Yemenite. No, we didn't. We were like they call it mixed marriage.
Did you speak Ladino?
Yeah, we speak Latino. That's why now I learned the Mexican. But at that time we speak Ladino all over, different. But I put a few words my language.
Do you know any Ladino songs? Ladino songs?
yeah. Morena mia, yo blanca nasi. אני נולדתי שחורה, אבל לא, קוראים לי שחרחורת, אבל אני נולדתי לבנה. ואימא שלי, my mother always used to, whatever she used to do, wash, and this she was singing. You know, she sing all songs Sfaradim. That's why Yoram Gaon, you know Yoram Gaon? He sing, I love him. He used to, when he was young, all the songs, Sfaradis, yeah. It's good to be mixed with marriage, if they get along, you know.
Do you have a song that you remember that you loved?
What's that, Sfaradi?
Yeah.
Sfaradi, yeah, this, I forgot.
Was there any songs that you sang in Haganah?
For when 1948, all those songs, של מלחמת 48, all the songs, beautiful song, Attender and this, very, very, we know one in our camp, he was rider and this, and we learn all the song. Beautiful. I love to sing, especially Israeli. I loved, you know, like yesterday, we were in a park, and I say, a singer, he didn't go to the people and make them dance, is not a singer. And then he was singing, everybody jumping, flag, standing, kapayim. You know, I enjoy it. Even I was not, I like to dance, I was not able to do this, but automatically the song move you and this, and everybody looks so happy, young, old, yofi, yofi. And I like about Medinat Israel, you know, I love so much Israel, especially Yerushalayim, that I really, really, you know, that's why I made to go there in the end too.
I'm just curious if you
could you come closer?
Sure. If you can tell us a little bit more in detail when Israel was declared a state, in that moment or that day. I know you mentioned a little bit about
yeah, that night we were waiting, listening to we were waiting that night when the United Nations have to declare the voters. We were counting the voters. And this, finally, when they say who voted for us, America was the last one that was for Israel. And that time we were dancing around, you know, unbelievable. What was this for us young people? Really, really. And listen, I'm sure that every Jew love Israel, especially when you're born there for generation. This is more in you, like part of you. And then after this, even everybody call everybody to let them know that we didn't have phones. Everybody didn't have phone like here. So we let them know that we are a country. But after this, look what happened. The Arab people, they give them a little bit, they want more, and they lose. They give them more, they lose, they want again more. That's how it happened, and God is with us. This is our country. This is our country, and like Herzl, you know, he said maybe they should give them Uganda to the Jewish people. But finally, the Congress in Vienna decided to give them in Eretz Israel. He was a halom, like they say. Im tirtzu en zu agada. That's what he say, im tirtzu.
Do you have any questions?
What?
Anything else? No? Yeah, that was good. Anything else?
Let's just sing one time for the camera. Can you please sing Shebechi Yerushalayim?
I sing it there?
It's okay?
Okay. Shebechi Yerushalayim et Hashem Haleli Elohai Tzion כי חיזק בריחי שערייך, כי חיזק בריחי שערייך, ברך בנייך בקרבך, ברך בנייך בקרבך, ברך בנייך בקרבך. הללי, הללי אלוקייך ציון. I like also the other one you told me before. The Rory, this is we sing Friday. The Rory kira levenayim ba veitzorachem kemo vavat na'im shimchem ve'lo yushba shevu v'nuhu beyom Shabbat shevu v'nuhu beyom Shabbat דרך נביא ועולמי ונצא עימי שמות, I forget, I cannot remember.
Did you like Ofra Haza? Do you remember Ofra Haza?
Yeah, poor woman, poor, I like any singer that make me singing. That's like yesterday, in the beginning, this singer, we were singing kacha. And I said to my daughter, whispered to her, I say, Eva, a singer that he didn't let the people jump from the chair is not a singer. And then he started, like he heard me, he started all his songs, 2 hours he didn't stop. 2 hours he didn't stop singing. And really song that he, every clapping and singing and dancing and moving. Young and old, really a few little kids. It was really, I enjoyed. And the flag, the Jewish flag, everybody in his hand. Yeah, I enjoy it really. I say, good I came. Last year I was not there. Year before also I didn't come. This year I say I'm going.
Thank you so much.